And what the pandemic has really done is just accelerated this process dramatically, even up by 10 years, according to some reports by McKinsey. This heading, I'm sure everyone in the room is well aware of the impact that COVID has had in driving more businesses online and more consumers online than ever before. But what's really important to understand is that even when we start to get back to some kind of normality, the e-commerce market is showing no signs of slowing down. And even as recently as H1 this year, our data has shown that there's still an increase of around 37% in the total number of e-commerce sites that have been generated in those months. The fact is, the way that the world was moving, even before the pandemic started, it was all moving online. And what the pandemic has really done is just accelerated this process dramatically, even up by 10 years, according to some reports by McKinsey. So it's not like once this pandemic is eventually over, things will go back to the way they were. That's simply not going to happen. Businesses have adapted and consumers have adapted as well. So clearly there are huge opportunities when it comes to the e-commerce landscape. But naturally, there are many challenges that ad tech companies face when it comes to actually, making the most of these opportunities. We've really boiled it down to three key challenges that many ad tech companies face when trying to conquer the e-commerce landscape. So the first is finding the right companies. How and where do you start your search, and what kind of information is important in terms of understanding which e-commerce businesses are going to be a right fit for your products and services? And then how do you prioritize those companies that you're looking at? How do you time your outreach in the most effective manner? The next is around how do you win new customers? Clearly, everyone wants a slice of the e-commerce pie. So how do you break through the noise through all of your other competitors that are coming out with very similar messaging? How do you better prepare for meetings, and how do you ultimately win business from competitors? And then finally, how do you retain your customers? We're all working in businesses where retention is key. It's not just about making a one-off sale, it's about retaining and growing that relationship year after year. How do you do that? How do you keep the competition away, particularly when it comes to renewal stage? And how do you get to that gold standard, which every business is looking for, where your customers are becoming advocates for you and presenting and promoting you to their own customers? So we're going to start with, how do we find the right companies for us? So let's start with some of the key attributes that ad tech companies should be looking for when sourcing and qualifying new e-commerce businesses. So firstly, we want to have a high-level overview of that company. Where are they based? How many employees do they have? What's their annual turnover? Which markets they operate in, etc. And then we can have a look at the website traffic. So how many customers are they attracting to their site? Where are these customers coming from? Are they mainly domestic or international? How engaged is that traffic, and what kind of marketing channels are driving traffic to that e-commerce website? Next, we can have a look at whether this business is currently in growth or decline. So depending on the kind of products and services that you're looking to offer, it may depend on whether you're looking for businesses that are in growth, or maybe you're looking to target businesses that are currently in decline that you can help turn around. Next, we want to understand the types of advertising and monetizing strategies that they currently have in place. Are they focusing on, potentially display or paid search, or maybe they're looking, currently at referrals or social or email? Having an understanding of what the current strategies are will help you go into your meetings better prepared and help you tailor your discussions to be more specific to your clients. Next, we can have a look at the types of technologies that are installed on their website. So this could be complementary technologies, advertising technologies such as AdSense, or e-commerce platforms such as Shopify or Magento. We can also use this data to start to have a look at which advertising partners our prospects are currently working with. And finally, once we've found the ideal customer, what are the email addresses, phone numbers, LinkedIn profiles, etc., of those key decision makers that we want to get in touch with? So this slide really kind of helps to represent how you can start from a very, very broad search of companies and actually start to become a lot more laser focused in your search and start to prioritize and understand which businesses are going to be the right fit for you. So firstly, for example, you might be looking for businesses that are company headquartered in the US. You then might be looking for businesses with an annual turnover of at least $100 million. You then might be looking for websites that have grown by at least 50% year over year, websites that have a particularly low bounce rate, websites that are already investing in something like paid search, and finally, websites that are using Shopify and AdSense. And then from here, we can identify that ideal customer that we're looking to target.